From many points of view, Rudolph is a normal apartment cat. He loves sleeping in bed, he loves cuddling, he loves stretching his paws. He's just a cute little apartment cat. Nevertheless, from other points of view, he is different from most cats because he loves traveling with us. When I found him, he was a little baby, and it was a rainy day, and cars were passing by and splashing water on him, and I was afraid that he might get hit by a car. So I decided to take him with me, and this is how I adopted Rudolph. He loves sleeping in the weirdest places in the house. For example, here he sleeps in a plastic basin, and he manages to fit in the small plastic basin, and he even seems to feel comfortable there. He likes to sleep in bed with us, to watch TV with us. He is very cute, he is very affectionate. He is happy when he is with us. It doesn't matter if we watch TV, if we are at a table, he just wants to be with us all the time. Because I found him outside, I have no idea who his previous owners were, but for sure they loved him because he was trusting humans, and he was cute, and he knew how to interact with humans. So definitely his previous owners took very good care of him. He always loves playing. He plays a lot when he is at home. He's very curious. Whenever he discovers something new, he wants to study it, he wants to understand how it functions, he wants to know everything about any new object that appears in the house. And because we love traveling so much, we decided to take him with us. At the beginning we carried him in our arms. We have a backpack for him, and we put him in that backpack, and slowly he began to gain confidence. Although in the beginning he just sat in the backpack and looked around, he started to discover the world on his own. He loves the car. Whenever he is in the car, he seems very confident and very happy. He loves to look around. He wants to understand everything he sees. He goes to smell birds and little frogs, butterflies. Anything that he sees around, he wants to understand how it functions, what it is. The car makes him feel safe, so he often likes to sleep in the car. He feels very relaxed and very protected when he is in the car. He stretches his paws and falls asleep because he simply feels safe in the car. When we travel, we also take some food for him, and traveling usually makes him very hungry, so he eats a lot. Whenever we get to the car, he tells us that he is hungry. He has his own plastic recipients for food and for water. We never leave home without his water and food bowls. He drinks a lot of water, especially if the weather is hot, so we always carry around a bottle of cold water so that he can drink. He likes looking around whenever we are in a forest or on a meadow. He's very attentive, and he is careful so that he doesn't, well, if he sees animals or humans, he becomes attentive and always thinks about the danger that they could represent for him. As time went by, he became more and more confident, so he started walking on his own. So we had to buy a harness for him, and he started discovering the world on his own little paws. Whenever we go somewhere, he is in front of our group. He is leading the way, and he walks pretty fast. We have to sometimes walk after him, and we follow his steps. It is as if he knew exactly where we want to go. When he walks, he usually has his tail straight up, which shows that he is confident. Here, he is again leading the way and showing us where we have to go. And I think he's very cute when he does that, because he behaves like a leader of our group. He walks confidently, and he looks around, and sometimes he turns to us, telling us to hurry up. He loves to eat grass, like all cats. So he sometimes stops and eats some grass, and then he continues walking. Sometimes when it is hot, he is breathing like a dog through his mouth, so we immediately give him water to drink. He is very curious about everything that he sees around. Sometimes, from the protection of the car, he looks around at animals or cars, trying to understand what they are, if they could represent a danger for him. In the car, he likes to climb higher, on a higher position, so that he can look outside and see the place around. He's very curious about other animals. He likes to study animals, especially if there are larger animals around, like cows, horses, donkeys. He often likes to climb on higher places when we travel, so he doesn't like to walk directly on the path. He simply wants to climb on the sides of the path and to discover the bugs and little mice, little frogs that hide in the grass. Sometimes we even have a problem getting him back, because if he climbs too high and the place is very steep, it's not a difficult thing for him to climb on steep places, whereas for us it's a bit more difficult to climb on places that are very steep, very high. So sometimes he makes some trouble by simply climbing too high, or in places that are not so easily accessible to humans. He loves to look around, and when he sees dogs, for example, he's a bit afraid of dogs. The shepherd dogs are usually very large, so he's very attentive at such dogs. He tries to assess the danger, but so far we didn't have problems with dogs. They never attacked him. Cows are also large enough to scare little Rudolph. But he's also interested in smaller animals. He loves to study and to play with little frogs, with little bugs, with butterflies. He just looks around to see the little insects. And once he sees a butterfly, he just goes to play with it, to smell it. He is very fascinated by butterflies, more than other types of insects. And of course, in the evening there is a time for a little bath. He doesn't like us to watch him when he bathes. So he always likes a bit of privacy whenever he takes a bath. And the evenings are always the time when he takes a long bath to remove all the dust from his fur. He cleans his little paws, and then he hides in the blanket and tries to sleep. Whenever we come back from a trip, he's very tired and he almost instantly falls asleep, and then we just let him sleep. We don't want to bother him because we understand that he's a small kitten and he needs to sleep and he needs a lot of rest, more than us. Sometimes in the mountains it's a bit cool, a bit chilly, and he loves to hide under a blanket or under a jacket. And he looks very cute when his little nose appears from under the jacket. And here you can see him, how sleepy he is, how tired he is when he comes from a long trip, because he's a tiny little kitten. But no matter how tired he is, he always wants to go on a new trip the next day, because he simply loves traveling.